All right, so we just had our hunt. We saw a couple things, but more importantly, we did some research and development, hunted a brand new spot today, and we're currently looking. We want to maybe put a tree stand in here, a lock on is what they're called, is lock ons, and we're walking around this area where we were today, and here I'll show you quick. This is where the deer are feeding, and this is mainly the area where we want to hunt over, because you can see it's all kind of messed up, and a big telltale. Look at that. A lot of poop in there. So deer are definitely in here, and actually we dumbfoundedly came upon this area here, and yeah, that's saying there's all kinds of food. Acorns, shells, there's acorns everywhere. Acorns, and so, but
we're either gonna put a ladder stand or we're gonna put a hang on.
But we're currently looking at.
We got a scrape up above us here.
There's buck rubs everywhere in here. There's a scrape up here. We'll show you the scrape, but you can see the buck rub line, and
here's a buck rub.
Oh yeah, right there's one. There's one. There's one. There's one.
They're just this is pretty polluted.
They're running this area pretty hard.
We'll be back in rifle season to get them.
We're gonna try and shoot a buck in rifle season up here, but we'll see what we come up with. And so Dad kind of has a good idea here of these trees, and tell us a little bit about this tree and why.
We're getting ready for next year also, so we're doing pre-scouting for next year and this year is what we're doing. So I'll be back in here during rifle season, but up above me I got this open area here that comes in. I got this logging road here. Pan out around behind this car. See how open all this is? And then I got all this thick laurel, and this is where the buck rubs were coming up through. So the deer come up from the bottom and across. They're coming up from that end off. They're coming off the field off, and then they're coming off the top edge over here on us.
Come up this way.
Yep, they're coming off the top there. So if I get this tree, if you look up at this tree right here, this wide, and get ourselves nestled in here, get ourselves nestled in right in between there, and I'll have this tree blocking me and this tree blocking me from this edge, and we should be golden. Now, like with everything else, it's just a matter of time. It's like anything else. It's just we'll have to wait and see what next year brings, but it's definitely got some potential. I mean, there's acorns all over the ground down here, but this is definitely, I mean, the view of what you can see. Got a nice little scrape here that's been activated and they're working. It's still early, but he's been working that and kicking it up pretty good. You got to play the wind to your favor, and I don't know how the wind's going to play, so I might put two hang-ons. I might put one on this side, and then I might put one on the other side, because on the day you just never know what's going to happen. But they're definitely cruising through here for sure.
Now, can I ask you a question? Why is it important now to do your research now for next year, even though you want to come back and like?
Well, if the buck or the deer don't get killed, they'll still use the same area. They'll still use the same area. Like for instance, this as an example, like he's scraping here today. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but next year, he may be up in there scraping. Or he may move himself down that way and scrape. But he's gonna stay in the same vicinity. So what we're doing is we're doing pre-scouting for next year and for what's going on in this year, because we just don't know. And then we got to get a trail camera up in here and see what kind of deer are moving, because the trail camera is going to tell us what is in here, and then we'll be able to know from year to year hey, that 6-point was killed if we don't see him, or this 8-point was killed, we don't see him. So that's why you got to be aware of everything that's going on and know your area. But we got a lot of potential right here. I like this corner.
Now, we did see a buck this morning, and we're not sure, without knowing specifics, we're not sure, but it looked like he was coming up this way, behind these trees over here, and he was coming up through this trail. He was coming up through this trail right here, and it looked like he was definitely on the trail here, and he was probably going to come right to this straight. But the only problem was the wind was not in our favor, and I saw him coming, and he stopped and he looked the air and he smelled the air, and it was at that point we knew there was nothing we did wrong. It was just at that point we knew he winded us, and it was blowing down the hill, so we kind of got messed up by the wind. But
well, the wind switched directions on us this morning.
because
we probably should have pulled out sooner. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. But we now know, and we did some research and development, and now we know what to do, where to go, and hopefully this will be okay next year, and we can kill something out here next year.
Well, we're going to hunt it too. I'm going to hunt this during rifle season too, and that's going to tell me some more too. Because like Charles said, this is the first time we've hunted this year, so I'll be keeping an eye on this through rifle season. I might even come up in here during muzzleloader and see what's going to happen. But definitely a good area for next year. Definitely a good area for next year to put a stand in early in, and it should pay dividends. If not, at least see some deer.
We want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget to keep your eyes peeled. We'll see you guys on the next one.